Let me get this straight. This dude has committed multiple murders and they still let him live at this house and run this damn motel? Damn, I wish I was Norman Bates. On today's review, I'm jumping right in to Psycho 3. Let's get into more of this crazy shit.
Where'd you come from? Jeez, you about scared the piss out of me. Do you mind, sister? This is occupado.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to FACCI'S Fudge Monster Cinema. Oh, that sounded glorious, glorious. So I just wrapped up my Psycho 2 review, so I figured why not jump in and watch Psycho 3 and do a review for that as well. And that was another first time watch for me. I've never seen it. It stars Anthony Perkins. It was Anthony Perkins' directorial debut, ladies and gentlemen. And it was an okay watch. It had more of that 80s style slasher flick compared to the first two. And you could definitely see a little bit of a downgrade in quality compared to the first two films. Anthony Perkins did a good job for what he did. It's just, out of the three so far, it would definitely be the third best. The second one I appreciated a lot. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would have. And the first one's obviously a classic. A classic. So, yeah, this was kind of a step down. But still an enjoyable little, 80s thrill ride. This movie also starred Anna Scarwid and Jeff Fahey. So this one, it's still Bates, still, running the motel as usual. He hires an assistant manager, a guy. I guess his name is Duke. That's Jeff Fahey's character. He's a musician, man. He's on his way to California. He just needs to make some money so that he can, get his way there. So he starts to work at the motel as an assistant manager. He's like that typical kind of musician person you think of moving to California. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, when you think of like a hipster musician guy, this is what Duke is in this film. But he also seems kind of shady this entire movie as well, which comes into play towards the end of the film. There is this girl, Maureen Coyle. She was trying to become a nun, but she couldn't do it. She was gonna jump and commit suicide, but she accidentally causes one of the other nuns to fall to her death. And then Maureen, is just on the move. And conveniently, her initials are MC, which is identical to Marion Crane. So she arrives. She tried to hitchhike with Duke, by the way, part way, and then I guess Duke tried to make some moves. She wasn't having it, so he kicked her ass out, made her hitchhike, and walk the rest of the way. She finally got to the diner, and Norman happened to be there, and he was looking at the luggage, and he glanced down, saw the MC, and all the memories of Marion Crane came back. So from that moment on, he was fascinated with Maureen. However, during this movie, they actually form a relationship, and it seems to me that he is actually falling in love with Maureen and trying to actually defy his mother and love another woman besides his mother. But accidentally, later in the film, she goes up to the Bates house. They're having an argument, and then she accidentally, Norman didn't kill her, she accidentally fell down the steps. That weird, just like in the 60s one, backpedaling backwards down the steps, which is Not even possible, but that's beside the point. Falls down and conveniently hits a statue that has like an arrow pointing out and hits her in the back of the head, and she dies. Obviously, Norman is very, very upset. He really loved this woman. She wanted to make love to him. He just couldn't do it because of Mother and the Mother voices in his head. But this one, you get to see the full-on crazy of Norman Bates and what's really going on in his head. Like I said, this one is more of a slasher. Norman kills a lot more people. There's a lot more blood. A lot more gory. So, he knew the way that 80s were going. Slashers were #1. So, Anthony Perkins decided to, you know, spin that full twist and give it to the Psycho franchise with a slasher kind of film. And it had that 80s music, the 80s vibe, definitely. It looked like an 80s movie, which kind of helped for a little bit of the enjoyment factor, but then it kind of hurt it as well because the quality of it obviously went down compared to the first two films. But like I said, in this film, Norman this is all like full out crazy. He's hiding bodies in the ice machine. He's killing people in phone booths. He's killing people on the toilet. He's killing people everywhere. All this while there was like a college football game going on, I guess, and his motel was packed, which we never actually get to see it full of people. And in this movie, it was full of college kids partying it up and whatnot. But Duke along the way, you know, was keeping eyes on him and thinking stuff was shady as well. And then he comes off as I don't even know. I don't know if he was creepy as shit as well. And throughout this movie, Tracy Venable, she's like a journalist from Los Angeles. She does like pieces on serial killers, so she's very interested in Norman Bates, obviously. How the town is always out to get him and make him seem like he's a serial killer, and she's just trying to get all the facts right, but behind the scenes she knows really what Norman did, and she keeps trying to make her way up to the house and have these interviews with him, and he's just not having it. He says, please, do not come back here again. If these people would leave, they would not die in these movies, but nobody gets the hint. And, you know, they're directed that way to do it, so, I mean, it makes sense. But a lot of these deaths in these movies could be totally avoided if the people would just follow the advice of other people or the killer themselves. So, people just never learn. By the way, earlier in this film, whenever she was staying at the Bates Motel, Maureen that is, she tried to kill herself because Norman went in to kill her. But he found her in the bathtub with her wrist slit, and she thought it was the Virgin Mary coming to save her. But it was actually Norman who saved her, so once again, Norman is looking prestigious in the eyes of the police force and the sheriff and whatnot. So nobody ever suspects him of doing anything wrong. He's just always seems like he's an upright citizen doing the right thing every time. But behind the scenes, he's still crazy Norman, still talking to himself in his mother's voice, still moving his mother around inside the house, having her watch TV, go to bed. Oh man, you get to see the full-on craziness between him and his mother for sure. And then the ending of this film, he can't take the shit anymore. So, I know she's already dead, but he kills her again. He starts stabbing her and cutting off her head. And then her voice like goes away. And you think that it's going to be out of his head forever. But, as psycho as Norman is, at the end of the movie when he gets arrested for the crimes that he's committed after they finally understand that he is a killer and a menace to society, they take him away, but he took his mother's hand and he's like holding it in the police car, and then he got that smirk he had on like from the first one. So the madness is still inside of Norman. It's never going away. It's always going to be there. And I thought, like I said, I thought Anthony Perkins did a pretty good job. He did the best that he could for being his debut. I think he was trying to like tie all the movies together. He wanted to do some head nods to the original and whatnot. And like I said, at the end of the movie, they're like, "You're never gonna get out." And he was like, "But at least I'll be free. I'll be free from his mother." But he'll never be free from his mother because she's always gonna be in his head, and they are two in the same. So he's gonna be, as the title of the movie says, psycho forever. And I know there's a fourth one in this franchise that was like a made-for-TV prequel or something. I'm not 100% sure about that one. I'm still going to give it a watch, and unfortunately I'm probably going to give the remake a watch too. Not that I'm looking forward to it, but if I'm going to do this review series, I like to do it right. And this is part 3 of the 5-part series, and I'll probably do a ranking video when I'm done. I'm definitely having a good time with the Psycho franchise. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one. Being the classic that it is, I still respected it. But I'm having a good time with 2 and 3. More up my alley when it comes to my taste in slasher films and horror films. So I'm definitely enjoying them. If you're looking for like an 80s style slasher with an 80s vibe out of the Psycho franchise, this is probably the one you're going to go to. This has probably the most blood, gore, kills. This is the one you're going to want to watch. Honestly, I don't know. I'd probably give it like a 2.5 out of 5. It's right there in the middle for me. I didn't grade Psycho 2. I'd probably give that one. I liked it more than the original. I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5. To be honest, it was a pretty good time. But oh yeah, Norman Bates, baby, get it up and get it up. Love talking to you guys. Definitely hit that like. If you're feeling crazy, hit that subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to put all this Fudge Monster deep inside of every single one of you. That's my goal, just to get so deep up inside, maybe both like this, you don't even know. But definitely check it out, share with your friends, tell your friends. Wednesday nights come back for Fudge Monster Live or Filthy with Fauci. Always a fun time, always hilarious. But I gotta go, shit. My mother's already dead, but I gotta go kill her anyway because she keeps talking to me and I can't take it anymore, guys. Have a scary day.